stop by DawnDares2Dream today to see what we're all about. Well, let me give you a brief summary of my purpose here on my channel. My goal is to help to inspire adults to dream again. As we go through life and take on our different roles and responsibilities, we tend to put our dreams on the back burner. My goal here at DawnDares2Dream is to help you pick those dreams back up and to pursue them again. And today we are actually going to make a vodka sauce with sauteed shrimp, and we're using oversized pasta shells. I originally wanted rigatoni, but I could not find it in the market, but I found these oversized pasta shells that I think will do just fine. Also, we have our special topic today, and our topic is Key 9. We are literally winding down. Our special topic is Key 9 of the Law of Attraction Action Guide. Now, if you have not downloaded the action guide, I need you to pause this video. Just pause. Go to the description. Click on the link that says DawnDares2Dream.com or type it in your URL. Scroll down to the bottom of my website on the homepage and register with your name and your email address. It's going to say Law of Attraction Action Guide registration. You're going to register with your name and your email address, and I'm going to immediately send you the action guide so that way you can have it. Now, the action guide has 10 keys in it that will help you to activate the law of attraction in a positive manner, or it would help you to understand what it means to activate the law of attraction. And maybe if you're having some issues, the action guide will show you maybe what is going on that is wrong that you can correct, and then you can activate the law of attraction in a positive manner. So go get the action guide right now. Also, when you come back, yes, watch this video, but I need you to go and watch 2 playlists, because for the month of October, the whole theme was the law of attraction. At the beginning of the month, what I did was I talked about the law of attraction in an introductory format, telling you how to use it, what it means, what it's for, that kind of thing. So if you don't know, you should go and watch the video. And even if you are familiar with the law of attraction, you should watch it, because I have a different take on how I activate it and how it makes me feel. And then that's for the first half of the month. So that playlist is actually titled Introduction to Law of Attraction. Then there's a second playlist for the last 2 weeks of the month that we're in right now that is for, it says Law of Attraction Action Guide. And in this playlist, we are discussing the 10 keys in the action guide that I wrote and created. So make sure that you go ahead and get that action guide. Now today for Key 9, we are actually going to talk about how important our feelings are to activating the law of attraction. Now, let me explain to you what goes in this particular vodka sauce. So, of course, we have vodka. I'm using Tito's. I'm going to add in some oregano, some crushed red pepper, garlic, onion, tomato paste, butter, heavy whipping cream, Pecorino Romano. Now, it does call for Parmigiano Reggiano, but I like Pecorino Romano because it has a more pungent, in-your-face kind of flavor. I love my pungent cheeses. And some fresh basil, and of course I have my jumbo shrimp here that I'm going to saute, and they will be my protein in my pasta dish. Now, it is actually okay to not have a protein in the dish and just eat the pasta with the sauce. That is perfectly fine. So now let's get started. And today I would like to explain to you why I decided to make this dish. I love creamy tomato stuff, anything, soup, you know, and pasta sauce. Like, that's my thing, that's my jam. And it really became my jam because I once upon a time had a really serious issue with acid reflux. So I couldn't really do I couldn't do tomatoes. I could do raw tomatoes, but I couldn't do like tomato sauce. I couldn't do tomato paste. I couldn't eat pizza. So I stopped eating those things for a while, and I think my stomach basically healed itself. So I'm not saying that the heartburn is completely gone, but I can eat things that I once couldn't eat, and I just take care to make sure I don't eat those things every day or all the time. But today I wanted to make some vodka sauce because I never made it, and I see it in the jar in the market all the time, and I'm like, I know me and my dreamers, we can do that. And it's a very simple sauce to make. I actually thought I was going to have to make a whole marinara and then add the cream into it, but I looked at a lot of different recipes and that really wasn't the case, but I think it kind of is. It's the same stuff, but you're going to add in vodka and you're going to add in some heavy cream. Italian food, in my opinion, especially the sauces for the pasta, are very simple and rather easy to make. They're not intimidating at all. So if you are feeling froggy and you want to make a total meal from scratch, it's a good idea to try out some pastas. Because here coming soon to an episode near you, I'm going to attempt to make some pasta. Now today's topic is all about feelings and joy and happiness, love and peace, and how we channel those feelings into the law of attraction and how we use them to activate the law of attraction in a positive manner. So as we go through today, through the cooking lesson, I am going to highlight how important feelings are and how I have used them in my past and daily to create the atmosphere that I want to have for myself and my family, but also I use those emotions and those feelings to create my manifestations. So to start this dish, we're actually going to turn the pot on behind me, and I'm going to put the butter in the pot, and then we're going to add in the onion, and then we're going to put in the garlic, and we'll do the oregano and the crushed red pepper and the tomato paste and the vodka. Well, do all that, let that cook and get together, and then we're going to add in the vodka and see how that goes, and last we'll add in the heavy whipping cream, and the cheese will be something that we add in at the end. You see how simple this is? We'll be done in no time. So I'm going to take the 3 tablespoons of butter and I'm going to add them in the pot there. And I'm going to take the onions and throw them in here as well. And I'll hold off on the garlic for a little bit, and I add in the oregano and the crushed red peppers. I'll put this back on the stove. And while we are waiting for all of that to kind of cook and blend together all the flavors, I'm going to shave some pecorino romano. Now, I don't know what you like the best. I just love pecorino romano. I just think it's like the best. It's like the best. It's so good. I feel like it highlights my pasta dishes really well. And it's like, I don't even know how to explain these flavors that I'm feeling in my mouth right now, but I really like it. And I know I've told you in the past, stop buying that prepared cheese that we shake in the bottle, in the in the little, yeah, it's like a bottle in the Italian aisle where that powdered cheese. Stop buying that stuff. Buy yourself some real cheese. Buy yourself some Parmigiano Reggiano, or purchase the actual pecorino romano, what I would prefer. And just go ahead and grate it. You can even find this cheese sometimes grated in the cheese section of your grocery store. Now, it's not going to be where the American cheese and the cheddar, all that is. It's going to be more towards the deli area, typically, is where you're going to find the cheeses like this. And then if you like Gouda, all those little different cheeses that you've been out to restaurants, you've eaten, but you don't know where to purchase them, they are in your market. You can have those for yourself as well. Okay, so I think I may have enough, but I so love this cheese. It is so good. Okay, that's not cheese, that's a piece of onion. I bit into a piece of onion. I need some cheese. You know what? I'm not a big raw onion person, but I just bit into it, people. I am so hungry. I've told you previously that when I make these meals, I'm literally cooking dinner for myself for that day. It's not just a meal that I'm doing for YouTube. Now, granted, it is for YouTube, but I am going to eat it when all is said and done. Now, when it comes to feelings, what I try to admonish or try to tell people is you need to tap into what brings you peace, joy, love, happiness in your life. And if you have a lot of turmoil in your life, outside that you see and feel every day, you need to change that. Now, Sometimes we don't have the ability to change our circumstances because we have to live with these people for whatever the reason is. But we can change our mindset or our perspective on what we see. So if you live in a tumultuous home, take little breaks where you go to the restroom alone. No one's going to the restroom with you, right? I don't think so. Go to the restroom. Breathe, meditate, sit in there for 5 to 10 minutes. Come back out. Do what you can do to separate yourself physically from the environment. If you have a porch or can just sit out on the front stoop, sit outside on a chair and just kind of breathe, read books. Do you understand that me and my son, we live in the same space most of the time? We're in the same space in my home. Instead of him being in his room, we both sit in the living space together. Now sometimes he's playing on his tablet and the tablet is just going and it's loud, but I want to read a book. Do you know I still read my book? I have learned how to just kind of tune out his sounds so that I can intake the book. And the positive thing about that is what I've learned, it forces me to super concentrate on what I'm reading because I'm trying to block out the other sounds. Because I have a tendency when I'm reading, when it's quiet, for my mind to just wander. And I'm like, oh my God, what was I reading? I have to go back and reread the whole thing. But when I read with him in my presence, I don't have to do that because I'm so focused on concentrating on understanding and hearing and interpreting and digesting what I'm reading that I hear it because I'm trying to drown out his sounds. I said all that to say, if you're in an environment where it's not necessarily conducive, you can make it conducive, because how conducive it is for you is all about mindset. If you've been watching me, I talk a lot about mindset. So you need to just still yourself and calm yourself and get done what you need to get done. Read what you need to read. Do what you need to do. Sit outside if that's what you need to do. Take a walk if that's what you need to do, if it's safe enough for you to do that. But whatever it is that's going to help you to get your mindset straight, that's what you're going to need to do. Previously this month, I talked about when I had the coworker causing all the issues and I needed to find peace in my workspace, and music does that for me. So I played music, and sometimes I played it without headphones, sometimes I played it with headphones. Whatever it is for you that can do that, I suggest that you seek it out. But always remember, we are in control of how we see our environment. I don't care what everyone says it looks like or everyone says it is. We are in control of how we choose to perceive the environment, is what I'll say. Because technically we're all looking at the same thing, but our perception of what's happening and where we are is all up to us. So use your perception to bring you joy. Think about things that make you feel loved and happy and that make you laugh. Do you understand that when I was working, people used to ask me all the time, what's so funny? What's happening? Because I was always giggling and I was always smiling. But that's because I had things that I played in my mind that helped me feel good. I play songs in my mind that I sing so that I can make sure that my inner peace, my inner joy is not disturbed, because it is important when you're using or activating law of attraction that your vibration, your energy level has to stay at a positive rate and not a negative rate. So to keep it positive, we have to condition our minds to say, I'm going to feel a certain way and I'm going to use these circumstances or these thoughts that are going to keep me in a space that I need to be in. Now granted, I do a lot of this naturally. I'm realizing I've passed this whole ability off to my son, because I'll be singing a song that me and him have heard in my mind, not out loud, and then I hear him humming it. So he uses music as his little thing too, and I don't even know how that happened. Maybe it was genetic, I don't know. But the point I'm making to you is we all have that ability. We all can do that. You need to use your mind to perceive your environment the way that you need it to be, so that you can create. There is no excuse for what your environment looks like, and that's why you can't do or practice law of attraction. No excuse. because we all can, because we have to change our mindset. I smell the onions back there cooking. So I'm gonna bring the pot over here and we're gonna dump in the tomato paste and we're gonna add in the garlic. That's the garlic. I was trying to pick it up. And there's the tomato paste, as you can see. So we're gonna stir that around and we're going to let it continue to cook. The sauce is coming along nicely. I am actually going to start to saute the shrimp so that way they can be ready. I pre-cooked the pasta, so it's been already on the stove and it's almost done. And I was thinking to myself today, knowing I was doing a pasta dish, and I had to let you guys know. I know pasta's supposed to be al dente, I get it. But I don't cook pasta al dente. I like my pasta soft. I don't want it to have like any way, any means, any kind of tough texture. Now granted, when I go to a restaurant and I get pasta, if I go to the right type of restaurant, it's al dente. And I can eat it there. But at home, I'm cooking that pasta. So I was cooking it earlier and I went to check on it and I was like, nah, this is a little too tough. It's not right because the shells are rather big. They're about this big. And I don't think I had enough water in it to kind of cover. So they were cooking on one side and not the other side. I like my soft pasta, and I think my mom likes it that way too. She's sharing in this, taking part in this meal, so we're gonna be okay with our soft pasta. But I know you hardcore Italian food lovers out there are all about al dente pasta. This black girl from Baltimore ain't doing al dente pasta. It's not my thing. And I just thought that was funny. I was thinking that today. Now, I'm going to saute these shrimp. These are some rather large shrimp. I actually went to Whole Foods and got these shrimp. I did not go to Hong Kong Market. I only go to Hong Kong Market if I want like salmon or, you know, some different fish that I know that are the freshest there. But shrimp, I'll get them anywhere. But I was looking for large shrimp, and Whole Foods has some pretty large shrimp because these babies look at that. All of them aren't that big. They're the majority of this big, and some are a little bit smaller, but you know how it goes. So I have the olive oil heating behind me, and I'm going to add in the shrimp. Now I'm going to season the shrimp up with some salt and pepper, and I'll probably put a little bit of oregano on them as well. So now it's time to add in the vodka, so here we go. And as the tomato sauce cooks a little more towards the end, we will add in the heavy whipping cream, and we will chop the basil and add the basil in towards the end as well. But you don't want to cook the basil. You want it to remain as fresh as possible because that's when it's most aromatic. The pasta's done, the shrimp is done, and the sauce is almost done. So I have it sitting back there simmering a little bit more. And I just wanted to end this video saying it's important to keep your joy and to find your joy. So lately I've been doing jigsaw puzzles. When I was a kid and in my early 20s, I did jigsaw puzzles. I really liked them. But I had stopped doing them because I couldn't find a place to do them in a separate table, that kind of thing. Because I was single, you know, and a kid. So I would do it on the floor and push it under the sofa, do anything to do my jigsaw puzzle. But they bring me peace, and I enjoy doing them. So you have to find those little things. Jigsaw puzzle doesn't cost that much money, but it's something that I enjoy doing. Now, my big joy is going on vacation, taking trips, visiting other countries. But right now, that's not necessarily something that I am okay with doing. So I had to find other things that I enjoy, like cooking, which I really enjoy, to bring me that joy and provide that inspiration for me. So I need you to do the same, because without the joy, it is difficult to vibrate at the correct frequency to attract your desires into your life. Now, I know you're like, vibrate frequency, what? That's why I try not to use those terms. You just need to be happy, people, for real, and have joy for real in your heart that is not attached to other human beings. It's attached to yourself and the simpleness of life that can bring you joy. So I hope I've explained this topic. I know I will have to come back and revisit this again one day soon, and I will. I promise you I will. But I wanted to just highlight a little bit. Now, the activity in the workbook of the action guide, basically, I want you to sit and I want you to meditate and I want you to think about and reminisce on, from childhood till today, what things bring you joy. And are you currently doing those things, or do those things exist in your life right now? So I want you to sit for about 10 minutes and think about that. And I want you to write down those different things. Find something on that list that you can do today and begin doing it, because that is going to help you to attract your dreams and your desires and help you to accomplish those goals in your life. So I'm going to plate this food up and I'm going to show you how it all goes together. Well, dreamers, guess what? We're all done. Check out this bowl of pasta. These are oversized pasta shells with sauteed shrimp and homemade vodka sauce with basil on top and pecorino romano. You know that's my favorite cheese. Now, I want you to really take home with you, yes, I did not cook this pasta al dente, but on a serious note, it is important to keep your joy. You see how I'm laughing and joking through this video? That's what I do all day long. That's what I do in my life all day long. I could be in my car driving by myself with my family. We're always just kind of laughing and joking. And I think it comes from when you have nothing, all you have is each other, and all you have is the joy that you create. And it doesn't come from outside sources, because I grew up not having much. That being said, I've held on to that wonderful quality that I picked up being economically disadvantaged, and it does wonders for me. And I'm glad, even though my son doesn't have the same issues that I did growing up, he still has maintained that little piece of joy and happiness that we bring ourselves. I mean, he hops around the house, dances around the house, jumps around the house, and just gets his own little joy situation going on. So hold on to your joy. And if you don't know where it is, I need you to go find it. Do that exercise that I talked about that will help you to recall the things that bring you joy. Now, you may need to do that exercise a few times before you can actually remember, because it may be a long time before you really had any fun that was independent of others, because that's the key. You don't want your joy attached to someone else, because when they do something that makes you upset or they aren't around, then how do you find your joy? You need to be able to do that on your own. That is a very significant key to activating the law of attraction in a positive manner. Now, if you haven't gotten the action guide, I suggest that you go and get that. Go to DawnDares2Dream.com. The link is in the description for this video. Scroll down to the bottom, register with your name and your email address, and I'll send that right out to you. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, you don't have to worry about paying, but you do need this action guide, because I believe it has a lot of tips that can really help you succeed when it comes to activating the law of attraction. Now, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Also, remember to share this. There is a share button down here. It says share with an arrow. Click on that and share this to your social media platform, for example, like Facebook, so your friends and family can be exposed to this juicy, good, positive information. And last, or next to last, remember to leave me a comment. I like to know how I'm doing. I like to know how you are digesting this information. Is it helping you? Is it over your head? Do I need to do more videos that are similar to this? I am open, so let me know, dreamers. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, if you're a new dreamer today, my face is going to be up here in a circle. I need you to click on my face, select the gray bell, select all, and you'll be notified to all the new content that I place up here to YouTube. Have a great day, dreamers!